All right. So I welcome you again here, right now. The channel of Realize to Actualize. Wanted to make a video again from Wiesbaden. Very, very beautiful area. A beautiful December day, rather warm. It was very cold already, no snow. But that can change and will change. We had the Danische Gelände it's called. And that's most beautiful, this castle over here. It's funny, growing up here in Germany, I didn't pay attention too much of it. And that's how it is when we get used to something, you know, it's nothing special. But now, after being back for so long, after so long in America, I really pay attention to these things more than I did when I was a kid. And so my perception has changed, my views have changed, I have changed. Even though I also realize how in many ways I have taken on some very negative qualities, you know, which actually really have kept me from really moving forward and doing what I'm here to do in this world. As I actually have come to find my inner purpose. I've actually gained a self-realization a long time ago. Really got to know myself as I was in a situation during my marriage in Kansas where I really was forced to look at myself. As during my marriage I was just focused on the woman I was married to and how difficult she was, and so I tried to change her, and of course that caused more trouble, and eventually then I realized I cannot change her. When I began studying about personal development in the mid-90s, but to put that awareness into practice, which then led me to file for divorce, took several years. And that is just one example. Of something where I actually realized to actualize myself. There are many things that I just realized. I gained self-realization, I gained awareness, knowledge, insight into the nature of life, which have really the power to help, to transform, to change, if you put this awareness into practice. To do this myself is something that, in all honesty, I failed to do. And so I'm still working on that, or I need to work on that. And I want to just remind myself here during this Christmas season 2013. Also wanted to remind you of that, of the importance of that, to, whatever it is you realize, you actualize. And we all are what we have learned. And so it's a matter of really becoming aware of that, what I have learned, what I have realized, what do I really know? And then of course really the question, who am I? And I've come to find, after having been such a terrible rebel as a child, who hated school, who hated learning, I've come to find that this is the essence of life, is learning. Or rather, it directs the process of our own evolution, is what we learn. And that goes for anybody, you know, a happy person, a negative person, an angry person, a loving person, a friendly person, an unfriendly person, an aggressive person, a violent person, a boring person. We are what we have learned. And so that's what I would like to draw attention to here. That's what I am drawing attention to here in these videos, is Realize to Actualize. And the fact that it is somewhat hypocritical in that I'm not really living this, at least yet. I'm working towards that, and I want to work towards that. Again, that I'm not living that, it doesn't take away from the importance of the message, which is something that I have learned during my own life. And that actually is also the Jesus experience, which is not only about the birth of the Son of God, which we all are, children of God. But then also, as we find that Jesus is symbolic of our own suffering, and how we have been crucified many times against the standards of the world and authority requiring us to be a certain way. Through this we were crucified and we died many, many times over. We were put on the cross by others, by our society, by people telling us we need to be this way. And school forced us into this mold, and even our friends forced us into the mold, and our parents however loving and kind they were there to also tell us, in order to be successful, you need to be this way, the way society needs you to. And you need to listen to a teacher. To which we, of course, we stop listening to ourselves. We stop really listening to each other. Because life then has become this struggle and this competition and this race, this rat race, which again goes completely against our nature. And that's also something, to really look at here, really to understand what is that nature. That is, again, look at that tree again. That looks like a dancer. To me, I've come to find that symbolizes our nature, because that's the tree of life. And that is what natural is. That is who we are. And through this we are connected to everyone. But to really see that, and to be that, to live in that state of oneness, and of wonder, of newness, of nowness, of being now, of being present, of being able to give that present to each other, to be present with one another, through which we can learn each other, through which we can get to know each other. And that's really the knowledge. That nobody can tell you that. There is no school for that. There is no teacher for that. Actually, no teacher can really teach you anything unless this knowledge arises from within yourself. And that's what that is, this knowledge about know thyself, to gain that knowledge. Again, it's not something that can be taught, but it can be learned. And so I welcome you again to the School of Life, the School of Realize to Actualize. The idea that we all actualize what we realize, we are what we know, and that is really where we create change. As we change that which we realize, as we change our focus, our responses, if we change our attitude, we change our life, we change who we are, we change the world around us.